All right. My mother-in-law said she wanted to see the path back to my pond. So about 2,000 feet behind my house is a pond. We own all the woods going back there, and we've explored it several times. But it takes till about May, June for like the land to dry out from the winter. So I came back here to a part I'd never been to yesterday, and I'm like, good God, some of these trees back here are just enormous and absolutely beautiful. And there's one here, I don't know what happened to it, but it laid down here. But this thing is just massive. I mean, massive. I know it sounds like it's my property and I'm gonna exaggerate, but like I don't recall seeing trees this big ever in Ohio. I mean, it's just massive. This is my hand. I mean, it's just huge. And then there's one right behind it, so I'm definitely gonna identify these puppies. So anyhow, I'm gonna walk quick because my mother-in-law wanted to see the path leading to the pond, and I just got the courage to do it today because if the ground's soft or anything like that, the John Deere would get stuck. And I walked it. The grass was up to above my waist. Look at these beautiful trees. And I just went like an inch every 3 seconds, and I cut it on a high setting. But basically, my house is this way, about 2,000 feet that way, and there's a natural path. The guy who owned the house before me used to drive his tractor through here. I walked it and saw that it was hard enough. Well, definitely a month ago, no way. I mean, we bought rubber boots, and but now it's all hard. I mean, yeah, hard. I mean, it's fine. There was a big log that came over the path right here, so I drove the John Deere back here without moving the log first, and I thought I'll just see if I can manhandle it, and luckily I was able to, so no need to get my chainsaw fired up. But there's the path basically, and so then you come to the pond and you can see all this grass that's in here. I mean, some of it's to my shoulder, and that's how tall everything was around here until I just cut it. But you got to be really careful because if there's a soft spot, your back wheel can spin and you're toast. You got to find several other guys to help you. So let me grab this here, change the lighting a little bit. Here we go. So I'm brightening it up a little bit. But this is our pond. So it's our pond on our property and no one else's pond. So I cleared this path, the width of my John Deere, 54 inches, and then I just slowly went through here, really about an inch every 3 seconds, just to make sure I didn't hit any soft spots. And you can see how this is all grown. And the beautiful ponds right here. And I just inched it back. Again, the guy before me maintained it, but he did not cut it last year. But for 20 years, he said he did. So I knew the ground would be stable, you know, like no big holes or anything. And I cut this path right here. And there's I think it's called red-tip blackbirds. There's several of them back here. And the other day when I came back here, they were very territorial, flying over my head. There's one right now. And they were like warning me to get out. So then I cut away this square right here, and like easily can put like a 10 by 10, I mean much bigger than that, tent up. That's the John Deere right there. So I cleared away a nice area that we could picnic and overlook the pond. And there's the John Deere. It made it just fine, and it should make it fine back. I didn't have any problems whatsoever. But I cleared all that beautiful stuff out. You can hear the birds, they're mad up here. There's a ton of dragonflies, a ton, which is awesome. Beaver made movement again today, darted through the woods, was in front of me. But then I cut this path, go all along it. I didn't want to get too close because, you know, who knows where slushy water would be, and you would just drift right into the pond. My brother-in-law owns a pond too, and he says, you know, at the beginning of every season, you'll get this stuff on top of it. It's from wash off. There's 35 houses over here that runs the length of our property, and they use this as a retention pond. But there's a ton of fish in there. I threw some food in there yesterday, and the fish came right up and ate it. But that's the pond right there. That you can hear the birds going crazy. Dragonflies, So yeah, this nice path, the width of my John Deere. I cut it all the way around. So now Jen and I have a nice path. Come back here anytime and enjoy the pond. So that's it. I went all the way back, just crept up on it. God forbid you have one spot where there's mud, because it's happened to me in other parts of the property early in the season. That tire will just spin and you're stuck. Luckily I manhandled it out, but yeah, so that's it. And then we own a ton of woods back here behind the pond, but yeah. There's the pond. Guess I'll go over a little bit more. I just cut to here. I didn't see the point of going any closer. It was there it is. Definitely frogs back here, turtles. Started off with 4 different species of fish, but the previous owner told me there's way more than 4. He thinks that like bird dispersion, like in bird droppings, or transplanted other fish somehow. But that's it. There you go, Janet. There's the pond. And yeah, got a nice path to it now. Jen and I can get here anytime we want and picnic back here, bring our friends. It'll be nice. It'll be real nice. I'll probably cut out some other bigger areas up here. And who knows, one day in the next 10 years, put a tiny home back here, like a little tiny log cabin project. Why not? It'd be fun. And that's it. A lot of wildflowers, which is nice. Here's this bird. That's that red-tipped blackbird. Oh, he wasn't happy yesterday either. He's been back here the whole year, several of them. Very cool. They land on the cottontails. And gonna drive the John Deere back now. My beautiful John Deere. That's it. A herring flew out of here the other day too, which was really cool.